Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to leave a like. It is a cheap and easy and free way to support the channel and the channel's algorithm. Yeah, I'm actually really glad that this news came out because within crypto, the news that ends up being popular typically always has to kind of do with prices, where prices are going, prices are pricing, and one of the themes of this channel, at least daily, typically has to do with accumulation levels of companies and corporations and banks within the cryptocurrency space. I still am confused, and I'm sure other people must be as well. I can't be the only one who's constantly in this state of general disbelief. In 2016, 17, and 18, and 2019, if we heard that any company or any institution was into crypto, it would have sent prices a lot higher simply because, cool, we're I don't want to say breaking barriers, but you understand, it was unimaginable a decade ago. And now the fact that we've come so far, people seem to be extremely blasé about all of it. We had rumors 6 or 7 years ago that there were a number of countries who were actually in the cryptocurrency space. And when we started hearing actual information that there were countries who were buying Bitcoin and who were mining Bitcoin, the only thing that kind of took center stage was El Salvador. El Salvador being the country who made Bitcoin legal tender back in, 2019, 2020? It's been a while. I don't remember the exact year, but it's been a while. Very popular news, obviously. They announced before that they are buying, I believe, 1 Bitcoin a day. I believe that was the news. And they're also trying to mine Bitcoin as well through geothermic volcanic activity. It's a thing. They're actually doing it. They still make it into the news every now and again. But I do remember a number of years ago, there was another place that no one talked about, no one cared about. It just didn't make a... People assume that because you haven't heard of it, they haven't heard of it, they can't place it on a map. In some way, it must be completely unimportant. Years ago, we had news that there are a number. This is not one of them, but there are a number of countries who are currently under U.S. sanctions for a multitude of reasons, and that they were actually mining Bitcoin and using Bitcoin for trade. You can find it. Type in countries using Bitcoin, U.S. sanctions. You'll definitely find it. That also made the news, but also didn't kind of crack through in the sense to people within the cryptocurrency space that we're winning. I try not to use cheesy phrases and stuff like that, but you understand exactly what I'm talking about. We've moved so far. We've come to this crazy weird place where we hear and have heard the last couple of days. There was a company who I think just recently purchased 5,000 Bitcoin. I think they have 26,000 Bitcoin now. We heard that there was another company who purchased another, I think, 18,000 Bitcoin. They now have 250,000 Bitcoin. And that makes the news, but even that has a fizzling kind of effect. If prices aren't ripping and roaring a lot higher, or we're not close to $100,000, people seem to just not care. So I'm going to give you news about something that you should care about because it's incredibly significant to the cryptocurrency market. There's a country called Bhutan, Bhutan. It's been about 3, 4, 5 years. They announced, they're a tiny country. They're in between India and China, I believe. A little tiny country. They announced years ago that they found Bitcoin interesting. I remember when the news came out, I made a video about it because I was like, we have another country who's openly talking about being into crypto. Barely made the news. Barely. There was no discussion after that. They announced that they were getting into cryptocurrency mining, specifically Bitcoin. They wanted to use their excess energy to be able to buy and mine Bitcoin. And I was like, This is another country who's come forward to talk about mining Bitcoin. They're getting the Bitcoin for themselves. Nothing. Completely flatlined. In the news today is basically Bhutan has silently been accumulating a large amount of Bitcoin. Apparently, the nation has around 900,000 people. Like, that's it. The entire country has less than 1 million people. And they've apparently mined over $780 million worth of Bitcoin. The craziest part is, as they are a small country, that money, that $780 million worth of Bitcoin, is nearly a third of their GDP, like the general wealth of their country. Remember, I said, and have been saying for a while, that the countries who, of course, get into the market first are going to be the richest. This wasn't like a psychic thing that I kind of came up with. It's just complete logic. Years ago, I think there are 5 or 6 countries on the planet who have banned crypto, like banned. Every place on the planet is corrupt. I believe every politician is corrupt. Every politician. However, corruption goes a step further, where you won't even let people within your country like use code, like computer code, or you won't even let them touch a digital currency, because these countries have such an enormous amount of fear, knowing that their citizens will choose Bitcoin and crypto over this hyperinflationary fiat currency. Dragging it on back, this is insane. A third of their GDP. It's not even so, like, their GDP isn't 2 point something billion, and then Bitcoin makes up a portion of it. Like, this is on top of their normal GDP. The amount of Bitcoin that they've been mining over the years is a third of their country. The countries I know who have banned crypto are probably in, I'm going to try and say this nicely and just get it over with. Remember 3 or 4 years ago, we were having like a really weird discussion because a number of countries began to start banning Bitcoin. And there was a discussion as if the US was going to do it as well. And I was like, a very, very small chance that it could ever happen, like even like mathematically or physically. And I said, the countries who get into this the earliest are going to benefit from it the most. If they have this much Bitcoin right now and the Bitcoin price goes to $500,000 to $1 million, this nation will have gotten, what was that, 17 times richer than they currently are. Imagine if this continues, they keep mining Bitcoin and having more of it. It's just this really weird thing where it feels like we're stuck. Like it as a space and as a world. It's clear that the world is changing, at least to me, economically, cryptocurrency. And a lot of people within crypto don't pay attention. I'm sure a lot of people have already clicked away from the video because they think it doesn't affect them. But there's so many things that like people need to be paying attention to in the space, even like when it comes to like whale news. A lot of times whale news can be fun, but I bring it to you to let you know that like the Bitcoin supply is dropping. The people who have Bitcoin aren't selling. They're only buying. They're only accumulating. And the world is moving really fast. We just had that other video a couple days ago where the people from BlackRock were like, Bitcoin's revolutionary. It's going to change the world. Bitcoin is going to be used by all these people who don't want to use fiat currencies anymore. And it's like, lull, near silence for some kind of news like that. Yeah. So they're apparently also in the news. They are partnering with another cryptocurrency mining company to also help them expand their mining facilities, because I think they want to double or triple their current capacity by 2025 because they see that it's working out for them. Yeah. So we're in a brand new world and a brand new situation, and at least some of you are paying attention to everything that's been going on, because a lot of people are going to pretend that all of this stuff didn't happen, or they simply didn't know that that's happened before. I don't know if I told you, to me years ago when the cryptocurrency market was going up, I had all these people like messaging me and they were like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were into crypto. Oh my gosh, can you help me with so-and-so? And they were like, man, you should have told me. I promise you. Somebody said, You should have told me. I would have totally put money into the market. And I was like, no, you wouldn't have. So I told them, I was like, do it now. I haven't gotten paid yet. And I was like, yeah, I know. I know. So for those of you who are here, have been here, and are into making money, congrats. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.